back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about order of operations part 2 brackets. So if you haven't watched my part 1 order of operations video, it'll be right up here in the icon, so make sure to just check that out. So in this video we are going to be talking about the different types of parentheses or brackets. So there are 3 basic types of parentheses or brackets. There's this one, I'm pretty sure we all know. We have this one, and we have this one. So these are basically just different types of parentheses. Now there's lots of different names for these. This is basically called parentheses. I'm pretty sure we all know them. You can also use them in English writing. This can sometimes be called brackets, square brackets. These are called flower brackets, braces, curly braces. So basically, in the other video, I talked about how whenever you have an equation, you do whatever is in the parentheses first. So say I have a question like, such as this. So whatever is in the parentheses, I would do first. But if you can see, there's many types of parentheses, such as these, and these. So which ones are we supposed to do first? Well, the order can vary. Some people use it as this one first, this one second, and then this one third. Some people might do it this one first, this one second, this one third. Basically, all you need to remember is just work from the center outward. So say if the same question, I did it differently, like this, then basically it would just work from the inside out. It may be a little bit confusing because different people might do it different ways, but basically all you need to remember is just work from the inside out. Also, parentheses, always the first one. It's just the square brackets and the braces that people get confused with a little bit. So now we're going to work out this question, and I'm going to be doing it this way. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so now I have a cleaner workspace. I've drawn my PEMDAS, the order in which I'm supposed to do the parentheses and the brackets. So now I'm ready to work out the question. So first we have our parentheses to do. And in our parentheses we have 2 plus 1, and that's the only thing we have to do. Also, in the order of operations video, part 1, I also explained what you would do if you had multiple equations to solve inside parentheses. How you would solve if, for example, if you had 8 times 9 plus 1 inside parentheses, how you would solve it. And just to recap very quickly, you would just follow the PEMDAS, the PEMDAS. So we have no exponents here. We have a multiplication one, so we would do the multiplication one. We don't have any division. So that would be 72. And then you would just add. So we're done with this one. We would just add now, and we would get 73, and then we would go on with the rest of the question. So that's how you would do if you have more than one equations to do inside the parentheses. Now let's go back to the question we're working on right now. So now we do 2 plus 1, which would equal 3, and then we would bring down the rest of the numbers. Okay, also when you're done working out everything in the parentheses or the brackets, you would remove the brackets and bring the full answer down here. So now, since I'm done using the parentheses, I removed the parentheses and brought the answer down. So we're done with the parentheses. Now I would do the square brackets. And in the square brackets, we have multiple things to do. So I would just follow the PEMDAS inside the square brackets. So we don't have exponents to do, we have multiplication we can do, no division. So we would go on with the multiplication. And 3 times 3 would equal 9, and then I would bring down the rest of the numbers. And now, as you can see, I didn't take out the square brackets because we still have one more thing to do. We still have to add the 1, so we're not done with the square brackets. Now we just have this addition problem to do. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. So 9 plus 1 would equal 10, and then we would bring down the rest of the numbers. Now, since we're done with the square brackets, I removed the square brackets and just brought the whole answer down. So now we're done with the square brackets. Now we just have the flower brackets left to do. And we only have this problem inside the flower brackets, 15 minus 10. So we're going to go ahead and do that. 15 minus 10 would be 5. And now, since we're done with the flower brackets, I would just bring down whatever is outside the flower brackets and solve it out. So the only thing we have left outside of the flower brackets is the multiply by 4. Now, if you have other things like after the multiply 4 you have minus 5 or something like that, then you would bring all of that down and then do it according to the PEMDAS. Now we're done with the parentheses and brackets, so I'm going to cross out the P. Now we just have the equation to do. We don't have any exponents and we don't have any division problem. We do have a multiplication problem to do, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So 5 times 4 would equal 20. And now we're done. We have our answer. We don't have any other work left to do. So basically, how you would solve it is you would just go from the middle and then work outwards with the parentheses. And then after you're done solving out all of the parentheses, then you would just follow the rest of the PEMDAS. Because you would be done with the P, you would follow the rest. Now we're going to work on a few more questions. Okay, so now as you can see here, I have another example. And if you can see right up here, we have 2 parenthesis equations inside the square brackets. And how we would do it is, in the order of operations video, I talked about how you have to always go from left to right. So we would do the one that is closer to the left first, and then do this one. So we would do the 3 plus 2 first, and then the 6 minus 4. So 3 plus 2 would be 5, and then 6 minus 4 would be 2, and then I would bring down the rest of the numbers. And since we're done with everything with the parentheses, I removed the parentheses and just brought the answer down. So now we are done with the parentheses part. Now we have the square bracket part to do. And all we have to do in the square brackets is the 5 times 2. And 5 times 2 equals 10. And now I would just bring the rest of the numbers down. And since we're done with everything in the square brackets, I removed the square brackets and just brought the answer down. So we're done with the square brackets part. Now we just have the flower brackets to do. And as you can see, there's multiple equations in the flower brackets or braces. So we would just follow the PEMDAS inside the flower brackets. So we don't have any exponents to solve inside the flower brackets. We don't have any multiplication. We do have a division problem that we can solve. And that division problem is 10 divided by 5. And 10 divided by 5 is 2. And we would just bring down the rest of the numbers. And now, since we're not done with the flower brackets, with everything in the flower brackets, we still have to add the 10. I did not remove the flower brackets, so they are still there. So now, all we have left to do in the flower brackets is the 2 plus 10. And 2 plus 10 would be 12. And now I can remove the flower brackets because we are done using doing everything in the flower brackets. Now all I have to do is just bring down the rest of the numbers. And the only thing I have left to bring down is the divide by 3. And this is all that we have left to solve. So now if we did 12 divided by 3, we would get an answer of 4. And this would be our answer. Okay, so just to recap, basically for the parentheses, you just work from the inside outward. These parentheses you always do first. For the other parentheses, you just work from the inside outward. Whenever you're done solving everything in a parentheses, brackets, or braces, you remove it and just bring the answer down. After you're done doing all of the P parentheses part, you continue with the PEMDAS part: exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. But only after you are done with the parentheses. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions whatsoever, make sure to comment them down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!